Hi everyone, this is Chris from A Bar Above, and today we're going to be utilizing yeast to make some artisanal sodas, so stay tuned. So with the late spring and early summer, we're seeing a lot of really beautiful produce at the farmer's market, and one of the things we want to do as drink creators is really capture those flavors. So, there's a lot of things that we can do, but today what we're going to be focusing on is creating artisanal sodas from scratch utilizing yeast. So I'll walk you through the entire process and also give you some other ideas on some flavor combinations that you could use either behind your bar program or even at home as a great alternative to a lot of these commercial sodas. So whenever you're making sodas utilizing yeast, you need to keep in mind a couple different things. First of all, you need plenty of water, you need sugar, and obviously you need yeast. So we're going to be deriving a lot of our sugar and water from our fruit, but we're also going to be thinning that down and adding other sugars in there as well to kind of help build up the yeast. So the flavors that we're going to be playing with the watermelon is serrano pepper, oregano syrup, and then we're going to add the yeast and the watermelon juice, obviously. So that'll be one soda. The next one is going to be nectarines, obviously, maple syrup, cinnamon, and ginger. And with this one here, we're going to be utilizing it in a mule, so we'll add bourbon to it. So a Kentucky nectarine, ginger, maple syrup, and cinnamon mule. It sounds pretty tasty. And this one here with the watermelon, oregano, and the serrano peppers is going to go kind of towards a Paloma direction with tequila. So that's kind of what I have kind of envisioned to what the cocktails are going to be. But once you have the mixers, you can play with them in all types of spirits, and it's a standalone kind of adult soda as well. So there's a lot of benefits to doing an in-house soda program like this. So the only thing left to do now is we're going to juice our fruit up, we're going to combine it with a simple syrup, and we're going to thin it down, add our yeast, and we're going to wait. So that's what we're going to do now, is start juicing our fruit. So we're pretty much done now. We have the fruit juice in there, we have a little bit of simple syrup that's been flavored, the yeast, and I've watered it down. I didn't do too much water with the watermelon just because there's so much water in there already, hence the name. But the nectarine was really thick, so I cut it by about 25 to about 40% water. And from here on out, we're just going to wait about 2 to 3 days and come back and check on them. Now you notice the containers that I use are just old 2-liter soda containers. The soda, just the regular Coke containers, are actually rated to be really, really tough as far as pressure goes. So that's why I put them in these soda containers. And also you can check on them. So you'll know they're done and ready to go in the fridge when you push on them and they feel like a soda. So nice and kind of rigid. So that should take about 2 days or so. But I'm going to go ahead and put this someplace cool, someplace dark, and just let it do its thing. So we'll see you in a couple of days. So it's been about 48 hours since we've started our soda, and as you can see here, there is plenty of carbon dioxide that's built up inside of this. I can't press this in if I wanted to. So I know that the yeast has consumed some sugar, there's plenty of CO2 dissolved within the liquid, and I'm pretty much ready to go on to the next step. So what I'm going to do from here is slowly, it's very, very slowly, open up this bottle here. I'm going to fine strain it through some cheesecloth and my cocktail strainer to separate some of the solid material and the yeast sediment that's in this from the liquid. And I'm going to put it in its final bottles. Now for me, I really prefer using recycled soda bottles for this for a couple of different reasons. So first of all, in the past I've used these old flip top bottles like this where it just has that gate, it has a rubber seal on top, and I've had some success with it, but I've also had a lot of failure with these. Now, for one reason, these soda bottles are made to withstand a lot more pressure than glass is. I've actually made sodas in those old Grolsch bottles, and they've exploded on me. So I've let them go too long, too much pressure is built up there, and the glass just can't handle that much pressure, so it explodes. And 15, 20 feet away, I'm still picking up glass. My kitchen is completely covered in soda. So that's one of the reasons I like to use recycled soda bottles for that. The other reason is with these flip-top bottles, once you release that gate on the side there, there's nothing really holding the pressure in. So you can't control the release of pressure. You know, you can put your thumb on it and slowly release some of the pressure, but Having the soda bottle is a lot easier. It has that kind of corkscrew top at the very top, and it'll allow some of the pressure to escape very, very, very slowly. So just another reason I like to use the plastic recycled soda bottles. Now that's pretty much it. That's all we're going to do from this point on, is just strain everything out, clean out the bottle. I'm going to put the liquid right back into it. Now the other piece of advice is that there's still going to be plenty of yeast in here. There's still going to be plenty of sugar in here. So if I were to leave this out at room temperature, that fermentation process is going to continue to happen. Pressure is going to build up again. More yeast will, they'll start having their babies, and more yeast will be within a sediment or within a soda here. So I'm going to go ahead and do everything I said, and I'm going to put it in the fridge. And this is going to allow the yeast to go dormant and stop creating carbon dioxide. So we have some other tips for you for making a better product with yeast on our website, barabove.com. So head on over there. We'll have some tips for you. And until then, I'm going to go ahead and make a cocktail with this, and we'll have some more videos for you in the future. So have a great shift, and cheers. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Google+, or visit us at barabove.com. So I remember the first time I ever made soda. I made a cucumber ginger soda, and I left them in these Grolsch bottles, and I put them in a fridge. I completely forgot about it for about 2 months, and there's nothing wrong with it. It'll last that long. But I got home after, a little too much to drink, and all I wanted was something refreshing and light. And I saw this in the fridge, and I was like, oh man, that's perfect. So I grab it, lean up against the counter with the sink behind me, flip open the gate, and there was so much pressure inside the bottle, it covered everything. I mean, it exploded all over me, all over the kitchen. And when I tried to put the gate back on, the little seal, and I put my thumb on top of it, there was still so much pressure in the bottle, it just started shooting everywhere. And I woke up my wife, I woke up my dog, and it was absolutely hysterical. My wife was just in tears crying. It was so funny. But there is a ton of pressure that's built up inside of these. So please be very, very careful when you open the floodgate. So that's my amusing story for soda creation. So my point is, be careful.